This is Valerie Van Boeven with the Senior Care Industry Podcast, where leaders with 3 or more years in the senior care industry share their advice. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes, so let's get to it. All right, so in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, again, my name is Natacha Delince. I'm the CEO and founder of Lamercie Healthcare. I'm located in Ruskin, Florida right now. I am a certified nursing assistant, and I am also a licensed nursing home administrator.
And you are a doctor.
Yes, ma'am. I have my doctorate in business administration. Yes, ma'am.
I love that you are Dr. Natacha Delince, DBA, yes. MHA, founder and chief executive officer.
Right.
I gotta give you props for all your alphabet.
Thank you. And right now, I just opened, like I said, my first adult family care home here in Ruskin, Florida. And what I really want Lamercie Healthcare to be is a tool that the community can use with regard to getting information about home and community-based programs. Yes. My mom was in a facility during the last part of her life, and I didn't know that there were other options for her. She ended up on hospice. She had stage 4 brain cancer, so things developed rapidly, and I didn't know anything about the healthcare industry at that time. It wasn't until after, and I said, well, you know what? How can I make a difference, or my organization can make a difference in educating the community about home and community-based programs.
Nice. So tell us about your home just a little bit.
Okay. Well, the home is about 4,000 square feet. As an adult family care home provider, I am required to live in the home. So I wanted to get a property that was pretty spacious, for the residents. We are licensed for up to 5 residents in the home. Again, we just got licensed, and with COVID-19, it's been kind of difficult getting residents in the home right now. But we are doing our marketing efforts and trying to get our name known out into the community.
That will change. Oh, I think your screen went off, but that will change because that's okay. That will change because having a small family care home is, and not small, in 4,000 square feet is not small, but you know what I mean, where you are being able to give that one-on-one care, that's so much more preferred over a large 150 bed facility. So you're going to be just fine.
Thank you.
And yeah, this is pretty much the situation we have now is put a kibosh on a lot of things at the moment, but it will all work itself out. So what's the best thing about serving aging adults?
I was thinking about that question. I think the best thing about serving aging adults for me is to be able to share in their aging process, if that makes sense. I say that because, when you come across an aging adult, they graduated from school, they got married, they had children, they fell in love, they had a career, and, they've gone through the processes, and I love to hear their stories. And I think, it's gratifying being able to make a difference in the quality of care in their life at the end. Because a lot of the residents that end up in a facility like mine, they cannot live at home independently. Sure. And so I have an opportunity, and my staff have an opportunity to be able to make a difference in the quality of their life as they're going through the aging process. So for me, that's what it is.
And it sounds like you're very much into the dignity and respect, because these were people with lives and stories. And I know, I love that.
I think sometimes people forget that they're just like, me and you having a conversation right now. And a lot of times you go into the larger homes, and I don't want to say that they get lost in the shuffle, but it's more difficult to give them that one-on-one attention.
It is. It's a staffing issue. It's a time issue. And you're right. Very much so.
Right.
So I hear from other senior service providers that marketing online in particular, especially during this time, it can be challenging and confusing and ever changing. So what have been your experience or thoughts on websites and online marketing and reaching out?
Right. Well, I'm still kind of novice in that area when it comes to marketing my home, but I do find that, a lot of the homes like mine, market pretty much the same way. And sometimes it can get the feel of the home, the environment of the home, the people who run the home. I think sometimes it can get lost. And I also think that sometimes it's hard to get to the target audience, because sometimes it's not just the elders in the aging population, it's their loved ones and their family. And so finding the tools, getting on social media, and I think it is difficult sometimes to differentiate yourself from everyone else. But I think for me, the point would try to get them to the home so that they can see the environment.
Yes, I
I think that's what's most important, you know.
And yeah, tours are so important.
Right. And I think it's important for family members too, to, you know, go to more than one home.
Yeah.
And, you know, really, you know, go, you know, during different times of the day, if they have certain office hours that you can go, just so you can get a really true sense and feel of the organization.
Yes, totally. I totally agree with you. So what other leaders in senior care would you like to give a shout out to? Sometimes we have people who've been mentors to us or have been important in our lives in developing, you know, our careers and where we are today. Is there anyone you'd like to talk about or think? Or
Yes, yes. I definitely want to give a shout out to, her name is Nancy Zant, and she was my preceptor during my AIT so that I can get my nursing home administrator license. It wasn't a paid internship. And I'm just so grateful to her that she actually gave me the opportunity, you know, for me to, you know, go through the preceptorship. And so I definitely want to give her a shout out. I don't talk to her too often, but I do try to, you know, keep her in the loop, you know, when I'm doing some things so that, you know, she knows that, you know, I'm still continuing on. And I really do love and appreciate her. Really, I do. And another person that I would like to shout out to is a woman named Alice Carper. And she was one of my first supervisors as a certified nursing assistant when I got out of the military. Being a CNA was my first job out of the military. And so she was part of, you know, hiring me and mentoring me through that piece. And I still talk to her and communicate with her to this day, you know, via Facebook and stuff. So definitely those two ladies right there. Yes.
Awesome. So now you just mentioned something that I know I read this on your website, but you're a veteran?
I am a veteran. Yes, ma'am. I served in the United States Army, honorably discharged. And in relation to that, my discharge was me having to get out and take care of my mom when she was sick. Yeah. So, you know, that was really hard. And, you know, I sacrificed a lot. You know, it's an experience that I wouldn't want anyone else to go through. And that's why I want to make it a point to, you know, really focus on that education piece, you know, about home and community-based programs, because it wasn't mentioned to me at the time. The social worker at the, you know, doing her job, of course, you know, having to transfer my mom to a skilled nursing facility. But, you know, I had other options. We had other options. And so that's why we do what we do.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for your service and thank you for caring for your mom, because I know that it's a challenge, but, you know, looking back, would you have had it any other way? You know, or if you had other options, you would have probably had it another way if you had a small care home like this to go to.
Because what a lot of people don't know is, you know, at the end of life for hospice, it's actually authorized in some instances to have it in a small home-like setting like mine. And a lot of people don't know that.
Yes. And it's so much more comforting. It's hard to go through hospice in your own house if you don't have a lot of support. So it's nice to be in a home-like setting and be somewhere where, you know, you have people around to help. Okay, so what piece of advice would you give to other senior care providers? Anything at all?
I think what advice I would give them is to stay strong, because especially now in times like COVID, and it might seem like all that hard work, you know, if you have one mishap or misstep, it might feel like you did all of this for nothing. But I would say just keep up the hard work, keep up the faith. There's a reason why you do what you do. And if your heart is in the right place, it's all going to work out at the end.
Nice. Thank you. All right. This is our fun question. When you have a win in life or a win in business, how do you celebrate? You've come a long way. You have this beautiful home. So you've had a lot of wins, even though times are tough right now. Tell us how you celebrate.
All right, you might think this is funny, but a good dinner.
I agree.
A good dinner, whether it's seafood, lobster, steak, I mean, a good dinner, a feast. That's how I celebrate.
That sounds great. Yeah, I totally agree. A good steak dinner or a good seafood dinner. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Natasha, for being on the show. We appreciate it. You did a
And
great
thank you so much for having me. Yes, thank you so, so much.
Thank you.